Hello, my friends. So today's date is July the 27th, and this is a birthday reading for those born on this date. This is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balanced, and an outcome or a synopsis of what is this really all about? Is there some kind of understanding? So, general energy card for July the 27th is the sword. And the sword is all about the understanding of how to use our minds. Swords are about air, mind, communication. And a sword can be one that cuts people to the quick and stabs them in the heart and jabs them harshly with either your words or with actual physical actions, but this is about words. Or it can be a sort of clarity and discrimination and avoidance and learning how to avoid continuing the victim and perpetrator role. It's about learning how to state clearly your boundaries, state clearly your thoughts and beliefs, and to not take offense or take up arms against someone who believes differently. It's about learning that practice of compassion and patience and listening, but it's also about learning how to discern, how to think clearly, how to cut to accuracy, how to be very straight straight understanding in what is happening. And the sword, the highest mind is the one that is the widest in its understanding of many different people's understandings and belief systems, and can cut with clarity that doesn't cut someone else apart. And the minds that we generally go through in our life on the everyday level are ones that want to fight, the ones that want to defend ourselves, want to feel that we're either the victim or that we need to control the situation and need to overpower someone else. So this is about learning how to use swords in their most appropriate way, in their most clean way, using your mind in the most articulate way and the most accurate way and the most clarifying way for you to set your boundaries and state your opinions and go forward with a sense of power and integrity. So, what is your challenge this year? Well, the challenge this year for you is the devil. And, the devil is one that scares a lot of people, but the devil is really kind of the sense of things that take you out of your clarity and take you out of your understanding of yourself and put you in a sense of possibly being alone, being frightened, having to hold up your end of something and needing to fight for it, having to fight for your very right to have a voice, have an opinion, have the wants that you want, have the needs that you need, and not have to fear losing them or fear being wrong or fear being guilty or shamed by others. So anything you give your power to that creates that power for someone else to judge you or for you to judge yourself is the devil. So anything that we give our power to, our addictions, our super pleasures that don't let us relax, our powers of needing to control things so we never surrender and never become at ease. All those things are parts of what bedevil us. And a lot of the deviling things that we do just need to have a sense of laughter about them, to learn how to laugh at the devil and laugh at the things that we think control us, that we don't need to give our power to. So it's really about looking at the many things this year that might show up to say, I could give my power over to that, but then I'd lose my sense of authenticity and authority and clarity. Or I can give my power over to this, which is a brighter and higher reasoning, a greater outlook, a more compassionate understanding, and the ability to, again, sword, think clearly and cleanly about what is happening and how much power one gives away and what one loses when one gives oneself over to things that might control it rather than you controlling them. So, how is the action to take to stay in balance this year? It is the ant. And the ant says, well, communal thinking might be a very strong way for you. The ant is cooperation, building something with others, joining together in a like minded pursuit, rising to higher understandings that is a more communal understanding, that is more humanitarian understanding, that is not really about the selfishness that sometimes we experience uh, when we need to be selfless and we need to be giving and we need to be honoring and we need to be working with others to build something of higher understanding. So it's a lot of what this reading is about is getting out of the self, which is what the devil talks about. It's about seeing everything outside as a threat, everything outside as either a pleasure or a pain we need to push away, or everything outside of ourselves as something that's either going to control us or we need to control. Uh, but it's when we move into our heart, when we move into our cooperation, when we move into a greater wisdom and a greater understanding that's offered, and we try to live by a different set of understandings than just our selfishness might bring us to. That's the work we all have to do. There's no other work here. We all have this to face, and so this is the challenge of thinking right mind, and having right thoughts and saying right things and cutting things that no longer serve us, seeing with clarity what we can cut out of our life and let go of, and what we need to bring in to fill in those places that still might feel empty, because we've given our power to our sugars in our life and our pleasures in our life, and the things that taste good. But when we imbibe so much in those tastes of power and money and sugar and pleasures and fearfulness of being in the body, that we need to control everything or fight about everything, then we give our souls kind of a smothering, and we want to open our souls up, and that's what this card is all about. What is the general energy, what is the general understanding or outcome of this year? Well, I think you're going to face a lot of freedoms. You're going to feel a lot of release work. You're going to let go of something or something, some activity or some element that has been controlling you and holding you down and keeping you from feeling your sunshine and keeping you from being your happiest, and letting go of the depressions that the devil can represent. The fight or the depression that the devil can represent. And that's one of the key things that you need to and get to work on this year, is releasing the devils that control your mood, releasing the devils that control your actions, releasing the devils that you have bought into as things that you need to call horrid and abominations, and learning how to bring them up and look at them with a sense of grace and love and compassion and healing, and letting go of them and honoring that they're great teachers, but that you don't need to follow them so wholeheartedly and give them all your power anymore. So blessed be to the finding of your power. Blessed be to the sword of discrimination, the sword of boundaries, the sword of accuracy, the sword of higher wisdom, the sword of higher understandings, and the great sword of compassionate truth. Ahom